Sea cucumbers, brainless, boneless, and so sluggish they seem helpless, yet able to live up to 15 years by breathing through their anus, are both the masters of regeneration in the ocean and a cornerstone of a nearly $20 billion food and pharmaceutical industry. So how are tens of thousands of tons of sea cucumbers harvested and processed each year? Their journey begins in the quiet depths of the sea, where fine sand and briny waters cradle and nurture them, allowing them to mature slowly in tune with the rhythm of tides and seasons. From this underwater world, they enter state-of-the-art facilities where modern technology meets meticulous craftsmanship to transform them into premium products, preserving their full nutritional value and ready to win over the most discerning palates. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we embark on the fascinating journey of sea cucumbers and discover how they metamorphose into high-end delicacies, conquering dining tables across the globe. Everything will be revealed in this video. Imagine yourself diving into the deep ocean, where fine sand and briny waters conceal ancient creatures that have existed for over 400 million years. Welcome to China, the global capital of sea cucumbers. Every year, this country produces and harvests more than 200,000 tons of sea cucumbers, accounting for over 2/3 of the world's supply and leaving all other competitors far behind in the international market. Sea cucumbers are often nicknamed sea dung because of their rough, bumpy appearance and their typical brown or black colors, which easily cause misunderstandings. In truth, however, they are better known as sea cucumbers, thanks to their elongated, plump bodies covered in prominent bumps that strikingly resemble fresh cucumbers on land. And have you ever wondered how such peculiar creatures actually breathe? Yes, you heard that right. Sea cucumbers breathe through their bottoms. Through tiny openings at the rear, they draw in oxygen-rich water and then expel it, sustaining their lives on the ocean floor. This extraordinary breathing method is the very secret that allows sea cucumbers to survive so remarkably in the vast ocean. This unique way of breathing not only helps sea cucumbers sustain life, but also facilitates their extraordinary mode of reproduction in the ocean's depths. In the wild, the male arches its body and gently releases sperm into the water, while the female releases eggs, allowing the two to merge and undergo external fertilization. The fertilized eggs then develop into free-swimming larvae, passing through several stages of transformation before finally settling on the seabed and becoming juvenile sea cucumbers. A miraculous journey that helps maintain the balance of the marine ecosystem. Yet in hatcheries, this natural script is deliberately rewritten by humans. Carefully selected broodstock are kept in separate tanks, and with just a shift in temperature, salinity, or sometimes a small dose of hormone, sea cucumbers simultaneously release their eggs and sperm. Farmers immediately collect them in clean seawater and actively mix them to ensure artificial fertilization. Thanks to this method, the success rate can reach 80 to 90%, many times higher than in the wild. From tiny fertilized eggs, larvae are born, grow through multiple stages, and eventually settle on the seabed, marking the beginning of a new life cycle shaped by human hands. And every journey has a beginning. Let us ride the waves back to the mudflats and coral reefs along the Pacific, where specialized vessels are preparing to launch the season of harvesting sea ginseng, the precious sea cucumber. The harvest season usually falls between late spring and early autumn, when tides, water temperature, and currents converge into ideal conditions. Beneath the deep blue waters, beams from diving lights and acoustic navigation devices sweep across the seabed, searching for traces of sea cucumbers hidden within fine sand. In the past, harvesting relied heavily on divers. But on an industrial scale, A faster and more efficient method than manual diving became essential, and the answer lies in the use of specialized bottom trawl nets. Large vessels equipped with GPS navigation, sonar, and seabed mapping systems allow captains to pinpoint sandy areas and seaweed meadows where sea cucumbers tend to gather. Once the sonar indicates a high density, the crew lowers wide trawl nets, designed with mesh sizes suitable for catching sea cucumbers, while minimizing the capture of rocks, corals, or non-target species. As the nets drag along the seabed, a thin layer of sediment is lightly stirred, sweeping sea cucumbers into the collection chamber. The entire process is carefully monitored to avoid excessive damage to the environment. After the set trawling time, the nets are hauled back onto the deck, unloading hundreds of kilograms of fresh sea cucumbers into seawater washing troughs to remove sand and mud. Immediately after this initial cleaning, all sea cucumbers must be transferred into large ice-filled bins or circulated chilling systems. The speed and yield of this method make it the top choice for large-scale harvesting operations. Right after being harvested and pre-cooled at sea, sea cucumbers are packed into large plastic containers, sealed tightly, and neatly loaded onto refrigerated trucks. The internal temperature is kept stable at all times to prevent decomposition and preserve freshness. From the port, the trucks transport the sea cucumbers directly to the processing plant to begin production. As soon as the fresh batches of sea cucumbers arrive at the factory, they are immediately sent to the washing area to remove mud, sand, and mucus clinging to their bodies. Clean seawater flows continuously, rinsing away impurities and restoring their naturally smooth surface. After being washed a second time at the plant, the fresh sea cucumbers are transferred to stainless steel preparation tables, where workers wear full protective gear, gloves, and masks to ensure absolute hygiene. Before starting, workers must thoroughly wash and disinfect their hands using a specialized system, eliminating bacteria and contaminants so that the handling process takes place under the strictest sanitary conditions. The main tools are specialized knives or small stainless steel scissors, sharp enough for precision but not overly sharp, allowing easy handling. Workers carefully slit open the sea cucumber's belly, remove the intestines and internal waste while keeping the outer body intact. After the preliminary processing is completed, a portion of the fresh sea cucumbers is immediately transferred to the processing area to produce dried sea cucumbers, a product that can be stored for a long time and is convenient for transportation. Once thoroughly cleaned, the sea cucumbers are placed into boiling pots filled with seawater or a precisely measured saline solution. This process not only helps stabilize the texture of the flesh, but also preserves the distinctive, briny flavor of the ocean. Containing about 90% water, the flesh of sea cucumbers contracts under heat, releasing moisture and shrinking by approximately 30 to 50% of their original size. This shrinkage not only makes the sea cucumbers firmer, but also concentrates the sweetness and nutritional value within each strand of flesh. Due to this significant weight loss after processing, sea cucumbers are classified as a premium seafood. Every gram of the final product is precious, contributing to their high economic value and special status in the international market. Immediately afterward, they are neatly arranged on stainless steel drying trays, each spaced just enough to allow cold air to circulate evenly. The drying process takes place at an extremely low temperature, around 40 degrees Celsius, in a dehumidified and continuously ventilated environment. This temperature allows the remaining moisture to evaporate gradually, preventing cracks or surface deformation. Depending on the size and thickness of the flesh, the drying time can last from several hours to several days. The result is dried sea cucumbers with an intact shape, appealing color, rich flavor, and the ability to be stored for months or even years, while still retaining their nutritional value. Once the sea cucumbers have gone through the drying process and reach the required level of dryness, they are transferred to the packaging area, where every step takes place in a clean environment with strictly controlled temperature and humidity. First, each batch of dried sea cucumbers is weighed precisely to ensure the exact quantity as specified in the order. Workers then carefully place the products into plastic bags or vacuum-sealed pouches, removing as much air as possible to prevent moisture and extend shelf life. After vacuum sealing, the bags are tightly sealed and labeled with detailed product information, packing date, and expiration date. Next, the individual packages are placed into cartons or sturdy paper boxes, with added moisture-absorbing packets or bubble wrap for protection during transportation. The finished products are then stored in cold warehouses or refrigerated containers, ready to be exported worldwide or distributed to high-end restaurants and supermarkets. Sea cucumber is a premium seafood with a distinctive flavor, tender yet firm, slightly crunchy, and naturally sweet with a refreshing oceanic taste, often prepared with minimal seasoning to preserve its pure essence. Rich in high-quality protein, low in fat, and packed with collagen, essential amino acids, and valuable minerals, it offers numerous health benefits. Since ancient times in China, Korea, and Japan, it has been regarded as a royal delicacy, a symbol of prosperity and longevity. Today, sea cucumber remains a prized ingredient in international cuisine, embodying both refinement and lasting luxury. Called the sea pineapple, have you ever wondered, are they animals or plants? Despite resembling a red pineapple growing on the ocean floor, the sea pineapple is actually a marine animal belonging to the class Acidiaceae, also known as a sea squirt, a primitive creature distantly related to fish and even humans, thanks to possessing a notochord during its larval stage. Its body is encased in a thick, rugged outer tunic, resembling tree bark, which protects the soft, translucent flesh inside. It has two siphons, one for drawing water in and the other for expelling it, used for both feeding and breathing. The edible part is the fleshy tissue surrounding these siphons, pale pink-orange in color, slightly chewy in texture, and retaining the ocean's intense salinity. Sea pineapple is often enjoyed raw as sashimi in Korea and Japan, or pickled to pair with alcohol. Though not widely known around the globe, it is a highly prized delicacy in Northeast Asia. South Korea leads the world in production with 10,000 tons annually, followed by Japan, mainly from its cold northern waters. From there, the sea pineapple generates a value chain worth hundreds of millions of USD each year, driven by aquaculture, exports, and the high-end culinary industry. For those who have never tried this unusual delicacy, imagine biting into a piece of chilled flesh, salty like seawater, lightly briny like fresh seaweed, with a lingering metallic finish on your tongue. Beneath that challenging taste lies a wealth of easily digestible protein, vitamin B12, and most notably, the mineral vanadium, making the sea pineapple not only an exotic treat, but also a potential superfood from the ocean. And no matter how extraordinary the journey, every story has a beginning. For these strange living pineapples, it starts in coastal aquaculture farms, where they are carefully cultivated and nurtured step by step until they are ready to face the open sea. The first step may seem simple, but it plays a crucial role in the entire farming cycle: broodstock selection. Sea pineapples chosen for breeding must be large in size, have a well-proportioned shape, a vibrant red color, and an intact outer shell. They are carefully selected from premium commercial harvests that meet strict standards or sourced from wild catches in the deep sea. Once the selection process is complete, the parent sea pineapples are placed in tanks filled with clean seawater, maintained at an ideal temperature of 13 to 15 degrees Celsius, with continuous aeration to ensure optimal dissolved oxygen levels. In this ideal environment, the sea pineapples naturally release sperm and eggs directly into the seawater. Once fertilized, the eggs remain suspended in the tank and develop rapidly. Within just 24 to 48 hours, they hatch into tiny, free-swimming larvae. This is an extremely fragile stage. Survival rates depend heavily on water quality, stable temperature, and the cleanliness of the tank. For this reason, farmers often install biofiltration systems and continuously monitor environmental parameters to ensure a high hatching rate and strong vitality for the larvae. When the larvae begin to move, water from the hatching tanks is transferred to secondary rearing tanks equipped with ropes, plastic mesh, or rough polymer plates. The water containing the larvae passes through a fine mesh to filter out debris before being released directly into the substrate tanks. Here, the larvae instinctively seek out hard surfaces to attach to, a natural behavior. Once attached, they rapidly transform their body structure, losing their tail and notochord, and developing the rough outer tunic characteristic of the species. This marks their transition to a sessile lifestyle, beginning their growth into mature sea pineapples. After about 3 to 4 weeks in the substrate tanks, when the juvenile sea pineapples reach a size of around 0.8 to 1.2 centimeters and are firmly attached to the ropes, farmers transfer the entire rope system to the main farming area in the open sea. These rafts are usually located in clean waters at depths of 5 to 20 meters, with stable temperatures between 10 and 18 degrees Celsius, and gentle currents to ensure a rich supply of plankton. Sea pineapples require no feeding, as they grow by filtering natural food particles from the seawater. Throughout the process, farmers periodically inspect the ropes, clean off mussels, seaweed, and parasites, and monitor the health of each cluster. After about 18 to 24 months on the cold seabed, mature sea pineapples reach a size of 10 to 15 centimeters and an average weight of 200 to 300 grams each, ready for harvest. In highly mechanized farms, harvesting involves machinery from the very start. Long suspension ropes are lifted from the rafts using cranes or pulley systems connected to specialized harvesting vessels, equipped with sea pineapple stripping machines. As the ropes pass through the machine chamber, the sea pineapples are automatically detached by rotating rollers that use a combination of spin and pressure to separate them from the ropes. Once detached, all the sea pineapples are collected into large plastic containers and transported to shore. Some facilities use large mesh bags for holding the harvest, which are then lifted by hydraulic cranes onto trucks or directly to nearby processing docks. In the semi-manual harvesting method, each rope of sea pineapples can hold 100 to 150 mature individuals, with a total weight of up to 45 kilograms per rope. When it's time to harvest, fishermen use winches or manual pulling to lift the entire rope from the sea, securing it to the side of the boat or large floating buoys to minimize impacts that could damage the outer shell. Each trip can bring in dozens of ropes, which are then slowly towed back to shore, where processing facilities are ready to receive them. Though more labor-intensive than full mechanization, this method keeps the sea pineapples in their natural seawater environment until the very last moment, ensuring freshness and reducing biological stress before processing. At the coastal processing facility, stripping machines are operated to maximize productivity. Sea pineapples pass through a continuous system of rotating rollers, swiftly detaching from the ropes at a capacity of 200 to 300 kilograms per hour, several times higher than the manual method, which handles only about 30 to 40 kilograms per hour. Next, the sea pineapples are cleaned using a high-pressure water spray system to remove sand, debris, and any organisms clinging to the shell. A portion is immediately processed on site, with workers extracting the translucent inner flesh, the most valuable part, for direct sale at seafood markets or to local restaurants. However, the majority of the harvest is loaded onto conveyor belts and transferred into specialized transport trucks. Inside each truck, compartments are filled with clean seawater and continuously aerated to maintain maximum freshness during transit. From there, the sea pineapples are delivered to modern processing plants, marking the start of a new chapter in their journey to win over diners who crave the bold, distinctive flavors born from the depths of the sea. At the processing plant, specialized trucks carrying live sea pineapples are received directly at the raw material intake area. Staff quickly inspect each batch to ensure the sea pineapples are still alive, undamaged, and show no signs of reduced freshness. The entire load is then transferred into holding tanks with chilled, circulating seawater to allow the animals to stabilize temporarily before entering the processing line. The sea pineapples are moved to an automated washing system that uses high-pressure seawater jets combined with rotating drums to completely remove sand, oyster shells, encrusting organisms, and other debris from the marine environment. This washing step also helps soften the outer tunic, making the next stage of processing easier and more efficient. To extract the meat, workers use thin knives to make a careful incision along the body, peel back the outer tunic, and gently remove the flesh within. The meat is pale pink-orange or translucent yellow, soft yet slightly chewy, and carries the distinctive briny flavor of the sea. During this process, a dark, almost black mass near the base of the body, the digestive gland and intestine containing waste matter, is revealed. This part is inedible due to its bitter taste and strong fishy odor, and is completely removed either by hand or with specialized cutting tools. Once extracted, the sea pineapple meat is transferred to the packaging area. Depending on its intended use, the product is packed into trays, vacuum-sealed bags, aluminum cans, or large plastic containers. Before sealing, a light spray of diluted brine is applied to the surface to retain moisture and extend shelf life. Finally, the packages are sealed, labeled for traceability, and moved into cold storage, ready for domestic distribution or export. In South Korea, sea pineapple is famous for myeonggae-ho, served raw in sashimi style. After cleaning, the sea pineapple is thinly sliced and served with gochujang chili paste, vinegar, or wasabi, sometimes accompanied by seaweed and soju. This dish is not only common in coastal seafood markets, but also an essential part of traditional drinking gatherings. Sea pineapple is also mixed with white rice, vegetables, sesame oil, and seasonings to make myeonggae bibimbap, an unusual yet popular summer rice dish. Meanwhile, in Japan, sea pineapple, hoya, is often eaten raw with soy sauce and vinegar, sometimes pickled or lightly grilled in small izakaya pubs. Its mild brininess, salty punch, and distinctive metallic aftertaste make it an acquired taste, yet Japanese gourmets praise it as the essence of the cold sea. In both countries, sea pineapple is more than just food. It is part of the coastal culinary identity, bold, authentic, and not for everyone. To the discerning foodie, pineapple on pizza is a flavor misstep. But to millions of others, it's a perfect sweet and savory slice where taste and culture blend in a single bite. Every year, more than 28 million tons of pineapples are harvested worldwide and transformed into canned pineapple, refreshing juices, and crunchy snacks that serve billions of people. From sun-drenched tropical fields to high-tech factories, The journey of a pineapple is a perfect mix of nature, technology, and human hands, coming together to create those sweet, precise slices of tropical delight. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we step inside some of the world's most advanced pineapple processing plants and discover why this golden fruit truly deserves the title, King of the Tropics. Let's dive in. Imagine standing in the middle of endless pineapple fields with rows of spiky green crowns shimmering under the sun. Welcome to Costa Rica, the pineapple paradise of Central America, producing over 3 million tons every year. But when it comes to the pineapple processing industry, the true king is the Philippines, home to massive global-scale factories that contribute over 40% of the 5 billion cans of pineapple produced annually. Pineapples have always been called the royalty of fruits, with a crown on top and a suit of spiky armor. But beneath that rough exterior lies juicy golden flesh, bursting with sweetness and a tropical aroma. It's not just delicious. Pineapples are also a superfruit, packed with vitamin C that boosts immunity, brightens skin, and fights inflammation. Compared to many other tropical fruits like bananas or papayas, pineapples take much longer to be ready for harvest. Each one takes around 18 to 24 months to fully mature. That's nearly 2 years for a single fruit. Every April, when ripe pineapples release their sweet aroma under the morning sun and hide their golden nectar behind spiky armor, harvest season kicks into high gear. Timing is everything. Pineapples taste their best when they hit peak ripeness, but that golden moment is fleeting. Harvest them too early, and they won't have developed enough natural sugars. Wait too long, and they become overly soft and too ripe. That's why farmers rely on experience, instinct, and sometimes even a good old-fashioned taste test to pinpoint the perfect time to harvest. Once all the conditions are just right, the harvesting begins. But pineapple picking is not for the faint of heart. Each plant is surrounded by long, razor-sharp leaves, forming a natural, barbed wire fence. To avoid getting cut or scratched, workers must wear full protective gear: thick gloves, long-sleeved shirts, and in some places, even face shields to guard against the leaves. Each pineapple is carefully cut from its stem to avoid damaging the crown or harming the mother plant. Interestingly, the base of the plant is often left intact because it can grow another pineapple in about a year. A tough little cycle of renewal. These days, advances in technology have completely transformed the way pineapples are harvested. On large farms, specialized harvest vehicles are now equipped with automatic conveyor belts, eliminating the need for workers to haul heavy bags by hand. Instead, all they need to do is snip the fruit and gently place it on the belt, which then transports the pineapples straight into the storage compartment of the vehicle. This tech not only saves time and reduces manual labor, but also minimizes fruit damage and boosts productivity by 3 to 5 times compared to traditional harvesting methods. Loaded trucks filled with fresh pineapples begin their journey from the lush green fields, wrapping up another bustling harvest season. And now comes the most important moment, when the pineapple will transform into countless irresistible products, ready to conquer all tastes and deliver an unforgettable experience. As soon as the trucks arrive at the factory, they're directed to the receiving area, where the first strict inspection begins. Here, pineapples are released into large water tanks for a surprisingly natural quality check. The ripe, sweet ones, with just the right sugar content, float to the surface. Meanwhile, damaged, underripe, or spoiled fruit sinks to the bottom and is immediately removed. It's a simple yet incredibly effective first step in sorting out the best from the rest. Next comes the cleaning stage. Pineapples are moved into an automated washing system that includes rotating tanks, high-pressure spray nozzles, and a mild disinfectant solution. The entire process takes just a few minutes, yet each line can handle up to 10,000 pineapples per hour. That's the output of a large farm in just one morning. Pretty impressive, right? The most beautiful, perfectly round pineapples are carefully selected and sent to the export storage zone. Here, each fruit is coated with a thin layer of edible plant-based wax, which helps retain moisture and gives the pineapple's skin a glossy, irresistible shine. Once the wax dries, workers perform a final manual inspection, sorting the fruit by size, weight, color, and ripeness. Only the perfect candidates are placed into cardboard boxes, each labeled with a QR code for traceability, ready to cross oceans and land in the hands of consumers around the world. Ripe pineapples are carefully peeled, revealing golden flesh fragrant like morning sunshine. The juicy slices are gently pressed, preserving their natural sweetness, subtle tang, and fresh aroma. The final juice is poured into clean, clear bottles, ready to deliver a burst of pure freshness in every sip. And if you're someone who prefers the crisp bite of a chilled pineapple slice over sipping a glass of juice, then what comes next is sure to get you on the edge of your seat: the process of making ready-to-eat pineapple. After initial preparation, the pineapples are sent into an automatic peeling system equipped with ultra-sharp blades and smart sensors. Each fruit is placed into a mold, where the blades adjust precisely to its size, stripping away the tough, spiky skin in just a few seconds. If pineapples had feelings, they might scream in despair as their sturdy armor is torn off in the blink of an eye. At the same time, a hollow drill neatly removes the hard core from the center, leaving behind nothing but the juicy, golden goodness. Moving on to the next step, where golden rings are created without a single human touch, perfectly shaped and astonishingly precise. Moments later, they rest neatly inside gleaming cans, bathed in a sweet syrup, like tropical jewels waiting to be handed over to their lucky recipient. In a separate process, the golden pineapple rings continue their journey along the conveyor belt, where they are neatly cut into uniform triangular pieces. From here, the pineapple is directed into two main processing paths, one for canning, the other for drying. For canned pineapple, each piece is carefully placed into tins, filled with syrup or pineapple juice, then sealed and sent through a sterilization process. Once cooled, the cans are labeled, boxed, and moved to the finished goods warehouse. As for dried pineapple, the pieces are placed into drying chambers until they reach the desired texture. After cooling and sorting, they are packed in specialized packaging to preserve flavor and extend shelf life. After witnessing the impressive transformation of pineapples in the factory, you might wonder, what did those fruits look like before they hit the conveyor belt? And where does their journey begin? Every journey begins with a solid foundation, and for pineapples, that foundation is the soil. But not every plot of land is immediately ready to welcome young shoots. First, the soil must be thoroughly loosened. This step isn't just about turning the top layer. It's a full-scale restoration, a way to awaken the earth after many growing seasons. High-powered tractors are brought in to break up the hardened subsoil, compacted over time by sun, rain, and repeated farming. Once loosened, air, water, and nutrients can flow deep into the ground, creating a fertile, well-prepared foundation for the next planting season. Once the soil is ready, growers move on to selecting the planting material. Healthy, uniform pineapple suckers, free from pests and diseases, typically 2 to 3 months old. At this stage, the suckers are ideal for quick rooting and stable growth. Planting is done by hand or machine, in neat, straight rows. Each sucker is placed upright, with the base firmly in contact with the soil. Spacing is carefully calculated to give each plant enough room to spread its leaves, absorb sunlight, and take in nutrients without competing with its neighbors. Though it's just the starting step, improper planting, such as placing the sucker at an angle, too shallow or too deep, can hinder root development and slow down growth. Right after planting, the drip irrigation system is activated, delivering water consistently and efficiently. Some farms even use automated fertigation systems, which send dissolved nutrients straight to the roots, tailored to each stage of growth. Before the pineapple can grow vigorously, weed removal is an important step to eliminate competition for space and nutrients. Then, applying urea provides the necessary nitrogen, helping the pineapple quickly develop lush green leaves and grow strong and healthy. Once it has accumulated enough nutrients, the pineapple starts to grow vigorously, preparing to bloom and bear fruit, leading to a promising harvest. The pineapple has matured, but the journey of agriculture is full of exciting possibilities. Not just pineapples, but many other crops are changing every day thanks to technological advancements. How will technology transform the way we farm? Hello everyone, and welcome to Agriculture Insight. If the world of fruits held a beauty pageant, who do you think would take home the crown for sexiest of them all? With its luscious curves, velvety pink skin, and a juicy punch of vitamin C and antioxidants, the peach is the undeniable heartthrob of the orchard, a sultry sweetheart that's been melting hearts for generations. Each year, over 27 million tons of peaches are harvested around the world, and a significant portion of them ends up in cans. The journey of these plump beauties begins in sun-drenched orchards, where skilled hands gently pick each fruit at the perfect stage of ripeness. From there, they travel to state-of-the-art processing facilities, where humans and cutting-edge machines work in perfect harmony to turn them into juicy, flavor-packed cans ready to be shipped across the world. Today, Agriculture Insight invites you to follow the journey of the true queen of fruits, from golden summer orchards to the most advanced production lines on Earth. In Greek mythology, the peach was once hailed as the fruit of the gods, a symbol of beauty, immortality, and all things magical. But peaches aren't confined to ancient legends. They've claimed an entire chapter in the modern world too, in a global industry worth billions of dollars. China leads the world in peach production, harvesting over 17 million tons annually and accounting for around 60% of global output. However, when it comes to deep processing, the United States is the true heavyweight, the place where peaches are elevated into a refined industry, where every canned slice is treated with care, like an edible work of art. Not every peach earns the honor of making it into a can. Only clingstone varieties, known for their firm flesh, resilient texture, and how tightly they cling to the pit, can withstand sterilization temperatures above 100 degrees Celsius, while still maintaining their shape, smoothness, and intense sweetness. In the heart of summer, when sunlight seeps deep into every leaf and the morning breeze still carries the scent of dawn, California's ripe clingstone peaches begin the most important journey of their lives. Harvest season has arrived. Across the endless peach orchards of California, hundreds of workers begin their day at the break of dawn. These peach pickers aren't just strong, they're fast, nimble, and impressively precise. They balance effortlessly on tall ladders, undaunted by heights, their hands moving swiftly, their eyes scanning every branch for the perfect fruit. They don't rely on machines to check ripeness. They trust their hands, calloused by years of experience and the knowledge passed down through generations. Some peaches fall gently with just a touch, Others require a perfect twist, and some are better left for tomorrow. Canning peaches must be firm, perfectly ripe, with golden orange skin tinged with red. Because they bruise easily, they're all hand-picked, each twist gentle, each touch precise. Even a tiny scratch means disqualification from the can. Have you ever bitten into a sun-ripened peach right in the orchard, where the skin's as soft as velvet, the juice explodes everywhere, and the aroma hits like summer throwing a party in your mouth? Under the scorching summer sun, wide-brimmed hats, sun-protective scarves, and sunscreen become the essential armor of every peach picker. Not just to block the heat, but also to defend against bees and bugs hiding among the leaves. After all, no one wants to finish a long harvest day with a swollen face. A skilled peach picker can harvest about 90 to 140 kilograms a day. That's thousands of hand-selected peaches. Each bin slowly fills with ripe fruit, their golden orange skins kissed with blush red hues, gleaming like summer gemstones. At the orchard's weighing station, a supervisor uses a handheld scanner, usually a barcode or RFID device, to quickly scan the ID tag on each picker's hat or shirt, precisely recording their effort and daily harvest total. Harvesting may end, but it marks the beginning of a race against time. Once picked, peaches must be delivered to the factory within 6 to 12 hours. Any delay, and their signature freshness and crisp texture begin to fade. Every minute counts, because the goal is clear: get the peaches to the factory at their perfect moment. Peach harvesting isn't loud like rice cutting or bustling like orange picking. It's more like a delicate dance between farmers and fruit. It's the moment the entire orchard waits for, when 3 years of care and effort finally come together in each basket of golden, juicy peaches. Under the summer sun, freshly harvested peaches are quickly transported to the collection area, where specialized trucks stand ready. These aren't your average trucks. They're specially designed with shock-absorbing padding. This ensures that each peach is well protected from bruising and heat during the entire journey to the processing plant. Because peaches are extremely delicate, prone to softening, bruising, and even fermenting if left out too long, they cannot stay at room temperature for more than 4 to 6 hours. As soon as the peaches arrive at the receiving area, the rapid cooling process begins. They are immediately fed into a hydrocooling system, where cold water is sprayed continuously like a gentle summer rain, quickly reducing the internal temperature of each fruit. Within just 30 to 45 minutes, the core temperature drops to 3 to 4 degrees Celsius. After that, the peaches are typically placed in short-term cold storage. The cold storage room for peaches after chilling is typically maintained at a temperature of around 0 to 2 degrees Celsius, with a relative humidity of 90 to 95%. This temperature is low enough to slow down the ripening process and limit microbial growth. Once all the ideal conditions have been secured, it's time to wake up the peaches from their chilled slumber and give them a proper cleanup before their big transformation. They continue their journey to the washing area. Before washing, the peaches go through a manual pre-sorting line, where skilled workers quickly remove leaves, twigs, and any foreign objects left over from the harvest. Believe it or not, there have even been cases where snakes were found hiding among the peaches, a job that definitely requires both speed and courage. Right after that, the peaches are transferred to an automated washing area, where high-pressure spray nozzles combined with gently rotating drums rinse away dust and soil from the skin without scratching the delicate surface of the fruit. After being thoroughly washed and polished, the glistening peaches are brought to a long manual sorting table, where skilled workers use nimble hands and sharp eyes to swiftly remove any that don't meet the standards. Bruised, misshapen, overripe, or underripe. Only the finest peaches are allowed to continue the journey. Next, the peaches are sent through a state-of-the-art electronic sorting system. Here, each fruit passes under high-speed cameras and precision sensors that capture its size, shape, and surface condition. The data is instantly processed, and the system gently guides each peach into the correct bin based on its designated grade and size. From there, the peaches with standard sizes begin their journey into the canned peach production process. The process begins with selected peaches being fed into an automated cutting machine. Here, precision blades slice the fruit in half and remove the pit, even while the skin is still intact. Cutting the peaches before peeling not only saves time, but also helps prevent the fruit from softening due to exposure to high temperatures in later stages. After the peaches are halved by the machine, workers perform a manual inspection to remove any remaining pit that the machine may have missed. Then, the peach halves are transferred into a tank containing sodium hydroxide, NaOH. In this bath, the outer skin reacts gently with the alkali, loosening and detaching easily within 30 to 60 seconds. Once the outer skin has been loosened by the alkaline solution, the peach halves are transferred to a neutralizing rinse containing citric acid or ascorbic acid, vitamin C. This step effectively eliminates any remaining alkali from the surface of the fruit, while also preventing oxidation and preserving the peach's naturally vibrant yellow color before it continues through the next stages of processing. After being soaked in the alkaline solution, the peach halves are passed through a screening system with uniformly sized holes to sort out and remove any pieces that do not meet the required size standards before moving on to the next processing steps. Next, the peaches move through a high-pressure rinsing system, which thoroughly removes the loosened skin and neutralizes any residual alkali to ensure food safety. At this stage, workers use small knives to carefully trim away any remaining bits of skin, ensuring each peach half is thoroughly cleaned. At the same time, slices that are chipped or misshapen are skillfully adjusted, making the final product more uniform and visually appealing. The peach halves are nearly ready for final processing. They are evenly distributed onto separate conveyor lines and prepared for precise slicing. Here, each half is passed through a specialized cutter equipped with 3-blade knives, which divide the fruit into uniformly sized slices. Before being canned, the peach slices pass through an advanced light-based inspection system, which typically uses ultraviolet UV light. Even the smallest defects are detected and removed. This ensures that only the most perfect slices make it to the final canning stage. Workers then take over the task of arranging the peach slices neatly into cans. This manual arrangement helps enhance the visual appeal of the final product and optimizes the space within each can. You thought that was the end? Not quite. There's one final step: preparing the syrup from water and sugar. It may sound simple, but it's absolutely essential. The syrup is heated to around 90 degrees Celsius and adjusted to 14 to 18 degrees Brix, then poured over the peaches to preserve their color, flavor, and extend shelf life. After being filled with syrup, the cans are tightly sealed using high-precision seamers to ensure they are completely airtight and leak-proof. Then comes the sterilization stage. The peach cans are placed into a retort system, consisting of large horizontal heating chambers, where they are cooked at temperatures ranging from 100 degrees Celsius to 121 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 20 minutes. This process effectively eliminates any remaining microorganisms, extends shelf life, and ensures the peach slices retain their natural shape, texture, and vibrant color. And so, after countless steps of care and precision, the peach cans are cooled and stacked into large blocks right in the canning area. From there, they are transported to a large-scale intermediate warehouse, a spacious, well-ventilated facility designed to hold tens of thousands of cans each day. At this stage, the cans are not yet labeled or boxed, allowing flexibility to meet the specific requirements of each export order. When the shipping schedule arrives, the cans are retrieved from storage and sent through an automatic labeling line, where brand names, ingredients, barcodes, and origin information are applied according to the target market. Finally, The labeled cans are packed into cardboard cartons, typically 12 to 24 cans per box, ready for final inspection before being dispatched from the factory. From the factory's cold storage, they travel in containers to supermarkets, restaurants, cafes, and family kitchens across dozens of countries. From sun-drenched orchards to cutting-edge production lines, every can of peaches is the result of technology, hard work, and a deep appreciation for agricultural heritage. This journey doesn't just produce food, it connects people to the land, the seasons, and timeless traditions. Each soft, sweet slice carries with it a story far greater than it appears. And behind that sweetness, countless wonders are still waiting to be discovered. But the journey doesn't end here. Right now, we're about to embark on another adventure that's even more amazing.